Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at some potential Kentucky Derby hopefuls and racing the parade at Aqueduct on Saturday. It's the Grade 2 Remsen. It's 2-year-olds going 9 furlongs. You can bet it with a DRF Bets account and the 300% deposit match that goes along with it. Easy sign up at bets.drf.com. Let's meet the field for the Remsen. 7 expected to go, and Mike, the slight morning line favorite is the number 6, Maximus Mischief. This is a Keeneland grad, 6-5 on the line. Frankie Pennington comes in from Parks. This colt has sprinted twice, has won both times by the length of the stretch, has not been headed yet. He is this big, good-looking horse that if you just take the physicality into it, he'll run all day long. This is a big test and a stronger pace situation as he stretches out a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the things that are working against him, obviously shipping into New York for the first time, he's going to stretch out for the first time, probably going to face some horses who could at least keep up with him early for the first time. So maybe all those things work against him. On the other hand, he's been really impressive in his 2 wins. And I know he only beat 2 horses last time, but he's been very impressive in both of his starts. And, you know, let's be honest, Dan, this Remsen didn't come up nearly as tough as it could have. I mean, this could have been a really, really hard spot for him, and as it turns out, it's just not that tough a spot.
And this colt's still learning. You could tell in that 3-horse race last time out, it looked like he wanted to bear out once he made the lead on the backstretch. But once Pennington got him down towards the inside, he cut the corner beautifully into the lane, changed leads on cue, and basically ridden out, and much the best is absolutely correct. From a buyer speed figure standpoint, he's the one to catch, he's the one to beat. Network Effect, though, the number 5 for Chad Brown, could be the one to benefit if the pace is fast. We look at the Timeform US pace projector. They're going to have Maximus Mischief, the 6 out there on the lead, but they do believe that the 3 and 4 could provide at least token pressure, resulting in a red bar fast pace. That would help Network Effect. Network Effect came from off the pace in the debut at Saratoga. I think that's a good sign. And while second last time out in the Nashville, I think a lot of good things happened for him. I thought it was a great learning experience. He was in behind horses. He got dirt kicked in his face. He was idling behind 3 horses turning into the stretch. He came with a 4-wide bid, and Javier was still riding with a lot of confidence at the 8th pole. But let me tell you something. I think that Vacoma is a pretty good horse.
Yeah, this horse ran last time. He ran really well. His debut was really good. When I watched his debut, I liked the way he finished it. It was one of those races where once he got by Derby date on the lead, there really wasn't anybody running behind them. But I still liked the way that he won. And last time, listen, he ran fine. He did take a step forward. You're right, Vacoma had the jump on him, and it's just a good horse. Vacoma was not letting him into that race. But this horse kept trying. I think he took a big step forward last time. I'm not really that worried about him stretching out, Dan. He doesn't have really any pedigree at all that I'm interested in, but I think he'll get this far.
I was just going to bring it up. He's a son of Mark Valesky at basically a turf dam.
Yeah.
So Chad's gotten the most out of this horse perhaps already, Network Effect. But boy, again, you said this is not the strongest Remsen in the world. I'm not sure what the ceiling is for Network Effect, but he does fit this race very well. I'm curious to see how Jungle Warrior, the number 1, performs in his dirt debut. Historically, going back the 5 years in Formula, Jimmy Jerkins does well with the turf to dirt move, and this horse is by Animal Kingdom, best known for winning the Kentucky Derby, but his progeny perhaps have done slightly better on turf. This horse could step on the dirt, though. She won the Barbara Fritchie, she won the Sunland Oaks, and if this pace is fast, Jungle Warrior and Jose Ortiz, well, they're going to have to come from far back.
Yeah, we'll see if that's how it plays out. He hasn't shown any speed on turf necessarily. That was a pretty fast-paced summer he's coming out of, though. I think it'll be closer than that. We'll see what happens. I don't love the Animal Kingdoms on dirt so far. I mean, it's a relatively small sample. The ones that I've seen, I think they're way better on the turf, but they should be okay to handle the dirt in the right situation. I like the trainer change for Jerkins. I love the post that he has in here, and again, it's not a strong Remsen. I couldn't talk myself into this horse, though.
Bourbon War arguably has got the best pedigree in the race. He's by Super Sire Tappet. His Damn My Conquistador. He won the Grade 1 Alcibiades when it was contested over the poly track. She was basically a poly turf horse, and I like the tactical speed Bourbon War showed in his debut. I was very surprised that he was 17-1 with his pedigree, even in an off-the-turf race, and he earned an okay buyer of 74. I mean, he could certainly improve by leaps and bounds second out. Mark Hennig's had a very sneaky good year in New York.
He's had you're right about that. He's had a sneaky good year. He's also had an unbelievable year with his first-time starters. I mean, it feels like they all win. This was another one of those at a very good price. That race is a little hard to evaluate because it was off the turf. He ran first. The horse that ran second was another first-time starter. The experienced horses were nowhere. But this horse ran okay in that race. He's just going to have to run a lot better in this field.
Gladiator King is stretching out from 5 furlongs to 1 1/8 miles. he has shown some sprint speed, which means perhaps Maximus Mischief might have to deal with him early, but if you don't believe in his quality, Maximus Mischief might disdainfully dispatch of him after a half mile. This horse has really improved on the turf down at Gulfstream West, and the one dirt race 2 starts back, I guess, was okay at 20-1, finishing second in a race where the 4th place finisher came back to hit the board next out with a 79 buyer. This dam won the Barbara Fritchie. Dirt shouldn't be an issue, but boy, step up in class, step up in distance, facing a horse like Maximus Mischief early. Formulator fact, not very exciting. Past 6 months, turf to dirt 0 for 36.
Yeah, well, you're not going to find very many good formulator facts for this trainer. Listen, I suppose this horse could make things at least a little bit tough for Maximus Mischief on the lead. It's just hard to envision him being around when they turn into the stretch here. I mean, he's got some speed. Maybe he'll be up close early, but I can't see how he wins this race.
This barn also sends out Chinomado, 13th lifetime start for this 2-year-old. Stakes place last time out, going 6.5 furlongs, stretching him all the way out to 1 1/8. Best buyer after 12 starts, 56.
Yeah, at least it came in his last race. I'm not sure why he's in this field.
Number 7 is Tax, going out for Danny Gargan, and this horse should get the distance. Love the fact that he won around 2 turns at 1 1/16. Like the fact that he was claimed by a sharp horseman in Danny Gargan, who puts Lasix on. We've got a formulator fact for Gargan. Past 4 years, last out maiden winners on the dirt. He knows where to place him. 29% winners, big ROI, $5.19. Don't think he'll be as close to the pace as he's been in his first 2 starts, but maybe this horse can get a piece.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. I mean, his figures don't inspire a lot of confidence so far. He got a great trip last time, but he won it relatively easily. You know, considering how well bred he has one of those huge Claiborne pedigrees on the bottom. Debuted for 30, right back in for 50. There's probably a hole in him somewhere, but he ran well last time.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Grade 2 Remsen Stakes. Mike's going with Maximus Mischief. I mean, it's hard not to be impressed with what Maximus Mischief has done in his first 2 starts. And if you don't think Gladiator King's going to provide more than token impression, there's a very good chance that Maximus Mischief has a lead on this field turning into the stretch.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be that way. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's just one of those Remsens, Dan, where to me, if the 5 or the 6 doesn't win, I have no idea who's going to win. I'm only using those 2 horses.
I tend to agree with you. 6, 5, 3, 1, 4. Mike, I'm hoping for a fast pace. I'm hoping that Maximus Mischief might find this 1 1/8 a little bit long. I think network effect can get him. 5, 6, 1, 3 for me. And the Grade 2 Remsen, one of 4 gradeds at Aqueduct on Saturday. Bet it with a DRF Bets account. 300% deposit matches yours upon sign up at bets.drf.com. Approximate post time for the Remsen, 3:12 Eastern. Good luck.